So for me, this really just means digging deep and finding the things that you really truly love so that you're embodying your full authentic self.
This is
And
Leadership Sound Bites. Real leaders, real moments, real growth.
Welcome to this week's episode of Leadership Sound Bites with my very special guest. I've just watched you frickin' bloom and grow, and I love observing that and being able to step in and experience it is probably the best way to say it. So Sabrina Johnson, hypnotherapist, Reiki, Akashic Records, and so we landed on spiritual hypnotherapist, which I love. I freaking love. So, welcome to the conversation, and I can't wait to unpack what we decided on, which is around this combination of spirituality and business. And I think a lot of people tend to think there's a separation or really don't know what the inclusion looks like, or the fact that maybe we've got to be like a sandwich board on the side of the road going, "Hey, I'm spiritual too," which we don't.
yeah,
So, I love it. So, what's your quote?
the universe doesn't respond to perfection, it responds to alignment. So
Mm.
shift your energy and your reality will rise to meet you. And that's
So, what does that
from
mean for
me.
you? What does it mean for you? And what have you noticed since you've done that?
So for me, this really just means digging deep and finding the things that you really truly love so that you're embodying your full authentic self and
Hmm.
then putting that energy out there so that the universe can match your vibration.
So what's changed for you?
um I'm wide open where before
Uh-huh.
I wasn't. I i was open to the experience. Like there's always been an element of spirituality within my life, but it wasn't ever as strong as it is now.
Hmm.
And I think that's because deep down inside, I knew I was meant to do more. I knew that I was meant for more. And so I dove deep into myself to find out what that looked like and what that was.
Hmm.
And now I found it.
Yeah, it feels to me like you've got this. Um, Back in the day, I had a 53 Ford truck that had three gears, right? So
Yeah.
you'd max out in third gear and you'd hear the RPMs whining and you couldn't go very far. And I feel like you went from that 53 Ford pickup to where now you're in a BMW, to where maybe you've got six gears, right?
Yeah.
And you're in that gear. And it's just the coolest thing to see this skyrocketing. So the thing that you talked about and wanted to chat about is this overlap in business and what it looks like. And like I said in the beginning, it's not about having a signboard. You don't have to, but it's about, I think, tapping into purpose is the word that comes to mind, but it's like why are you here, right? What's your
Yeah.
purpose? And it can fit in corporate world or anything else because it's not necessarily what you do, but it's how you show up and who you are in those things that you're doing.
Yes.
So what's
I
in your
agree
mind?
so much.
So how do you do that? What recommendations do we have? I know I'm in the room coaching people and you're coaching people and you're
Yeah.
experiencing people in different ways. So how do people do that? How do they step into it? What advice?
So the first advice that I can give is for people to truly look at what they're doing and to ask themselves, am I happy? Am I truly happy with what I'm doing in my life? And reflect on that because happiness means something different for everybody.
Mhm.
And when we're working in a job, sometimes we get lost in working so hard to provide for our family that we don't stop and really dissect, is this making me happy? Is this truly what I feel like I'm meant to be doing? Because everybody has that inner knowing, that connection to the universe that screams at them and tells them, yeah, you're not really doing what we thought you would be doing. And so we're going to throw all these challenges in your way until you get it.
Yeah, the roadblocks, the closed doors, the
Yeah.
stuff that I found, and this was years ago, that if I had to like literally go out of my way to keep course correcting, to make something happen, that I was determined to go here, and then the roadblock and roadblock. And I'm like, I'm tenacious. And I'm like, I'm gonna air quote win. I'm gonna do this. That wasn't my path. And
Yep.
so all the indicators are there when I look back. And so the things that I'm meant to do, those doors just open.
Yes.
And it's up to me to decide whether or not I have the courage to step through them. Because a lot of times those doors that opened for me, I wasn't 100% ready for. I had learning and growing and everything else, and it was a little bit scary. And it's like the day we're recording this is a day that there's a post that I did, something along the lines of, do you have the courage to grab the dream that basically picked you, right?
Yes.
Because it's one of those things, and part of it can keep hold us back is fear. It's like,
Yes.
well, why me? What am I worth it? I don't know how to do all that stuff. And no, but you can learn. So I think
Right.
it's one of those things is keep moving forward, because when we step into that next thing, it's going to be scary. We don't have all the skills, but I'm going to tell you, you're at the top of where you currently are. And that's how you know that you're ready for the next thing.
Yes. Um, I'd like to add a little bit of a story to that
Yeah.
because working in hypnotherapy, what I started to notice was that no matter how many patterns that we reprogrammed with specific individuals, their energy still was feeling heavy, stuck,
Mhm.
or fragmented. And they didn't sustain the breakthroughs that they wanted to. So um, that's when I started reflecting a little bit more inward because there's more here.
Mhm.
Here. We have to reclaim our personal power. We have to restore our intuition and realign our energy. And when we do that, watch out because now you align with a higher frequency. And it's not just mentally, but vibrationally. And we all give out that energetic signature. So when you can do all those things, you're unstoppable essentially, because then you're flowing with life
Mhm.
instead of forcing it to work for you.
So yes, I hands down agree. The thing that came to mind for me when we brought up the topic about happiness, right? And I agree with you, it's different for all of us. I think the caution that I have here is um it doesn't mean that you move or stop doing what you're doing job wise, right?
Right.
Because there's different aspects to things. And the thing that comes to mind for me is we have filters and stories that we have going about stuff, right? And especially with everything that's happening in the world now. And so the place to start too is not to make this physical move, but start readying yourself and developing the capability to take ownership for your experience in whatever environment you're in. Okay.
Yes.
And because the brain is wired to just go like Groundhog Day and repeat. And so
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're one of those people that wakes up in the morning and goes, oh God, here we go again. Okay. Seriously, you've literally just told your brain and your body, we're just going to do the crap we did yesterday and the day before and the day before that. And
Yeah.
literally, there's no motivation, there's no excitement, there's no gratitude, there's nothing. You're coming from this complaining, negative victim mode place.
Yeah.
So if that's you, that's the place to start. And it's a matter of when you wake up in the morning, like I tell myself every day, today's going to be a great day. I don't know what the frick's going to happen today.
Right.
But I set the intention that today's going to be a great day. And it's as easy as that. And it can be more. But I think that, Sabrina, is a great place for people to start so that we can start. It's like spring cleaning and clearing out. I cleared out my shed recently. I literally pulled all the crap out. It's the one where I store the wood and all the stuff from projects that I've done before because I love building things and creating things. So I pulled everything out and put stuff back in and threw stuff away and did all that. This is what I'm saying to do with your
Clean up
thinking
stuff.
and the place that you're in, the routine that you're in, before you ever decide to do a radical move about anything. And then take inventory.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that because what's really funny is the universe will point out to you the things that need to change by those reoccurring cycles that you
Mhm.
experience, by those redundant actions. And the more that it repeats in your life, that is the universe screaming at you to dissect what it is that you're doing and find what that change looks like for you. You need a disruption. Once you disrupt that, then your brain will steadily get used to disruption mode. And then you can finally start to shift a little bit more easily with those changes because let's face it, change is scary.
Mhm.
Nobody really feels comfortable a lot of the times with change.
Mhm.
But in those uncomfortable moments, that's when you're going to find peace and stillness, when you can actually reflect on what you just did and celebrate and then reflect on that. So I really encourage people as the very first step to
Mhm.
sit in stillness and meditate. See what your higher self, your intuition is saying to you. And it may take some practice because not everybody can quiet their mind as easily. But once you do, you'll start to learn a lot more about yourself.
I'll just add a little asterisk at the bottom.
Yeah.
It will take practice. It will not be easy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard stuff. And what I'll say is don't admit defeat or call yourself a failure. If
Right.
you get squirrel mind and other thoughts chase in and all this stuff, because the brain is what's happening is to your point, Sabrina, if we're not used to sitting in stillness, the brain is going to go, we don't do this normally. What's happening right now? So you need to go get up and do what you're doing. Shouldn't you be unloading the dishwasher? Don't you have a phone call to make? Shouldn't you check your email? So just laugh or breathe or give yourself grace and just pull yourself back. Say, it's okay. It's this
Yeah.
practice where we start to get control of it. But yeah, so I would be shocked if someone sat down in stillness the first time and was like, oh my God, I'm an automatic meditation person. I can do it.
Yeah. I think I really enjoyed those guided meditations the most
Yes.
at first because that's where I was able just to focus on somebody's voice and what they were telling me to do to get that silence and stillness. Because I have a very overactive brain that likes to overthink everything.
Yeah,
So
anybody out there
that's what
can
I would
relate to
recommend.
that? Yeah. Anybody else? Yes. We all, I think a lot of us are like that. It's like we overthink and overprocess.
Yeah.
And even with the guided meditations, I don't know about you, but with me, I still have to, it'll be talking and stuff, and I'm like, shh, off, thinking of, and I realize, okay, I'm not breathing like they're telling me to breathe. I'm not, I'm like, okay, come back. Okay, now we're going to get in it again. And there's parts of it that I completely miss. Like I'll listen to the same meditation like over days, and I'm like, this is new. Yeah, it's because I was somewhere else when I was saying it the first time, and the second, and the 10th. So I agree with you. It's practice. And the more we train our brains to settle, right? Some people call it monkey brain or some other stuff. The
Yeah.
easier it is because we build those muscles to be able to do that. And then we create new routines.
100%.
So when you talk about spirituality and business, right, and that blend, and they can like radically improve people's lives and function, what would it look like? What would you recommend if you're talking about someone who's in corporate world or in leadership or individual contributor, but in that business space?
So everything is energy. And so if you think of your business as the energy that it's emitting, it is emitting a specific frequency, and that is based on your thoughts, your emotions, and the energy that you put into this business. And our belief system especially affects these things. And so if you think of a leader who is trying to start a business that is scattered and frantic,
Mm,
they're emitting that energy frequency. So the business is also going to be scattered and frantic
mhm,
because that's what they know how to do. So um it's not like you can shift things simply by just saying out loud what it is that you want or that
mhm.
you believe you deserve, but instead carry fear, want love, don't reject yourself, and want that peace of mind for yourself. And when you continue to believe what you want and you stop carrying that fear so much, then you can finally get into that energetic sync. And so that is how I believe we affect our businesses. So when you're out of sync energetically, think about what that attracts into your life versus what you could be attracting if you adopted more of a mindset of optimism instead of
Mhm.
pessimism. And that's where it helps to clear some of the blocks and some of those lower vibrations that we've carried from those beliefs, those
Mhm.
intentions.
It's interesting. I heard something the other day that said negativity actually shrinks our brain. So
Yeah.
I think more and more too is for us to realize and embody, you know, it we that don't hang on to the crap, right? Don't hang on to the anger or the fear or the it's an injustice or whatever, right? Because what happens is it has a dramatic impact on our experience of life, on our body, on what we attract. And
Yeah.
it freaking just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be in that space. I was did a group coaching for a group, and one of the main topics was around emotional overwhelm. And so I didn't know the people that were going to be in the room. They signed up, right? And so I go based on, I've got stuff in my back pocket, tools in the toolbox, if you will, but it's meeting people where they're at. And so it's hearing what they're going through. And I think part of it is acknowledge that you've gone through this stuff, acknowledge that these things feel this way, and then move forward and shift the story and figure out where your control and your power in this is. And it's not about changing the external environment. We can do nothing with that initially, okay? But we have 100% control over how we respond to it. And to your point, when we shift how we're responding, what we're projecting and putting out there, then all of a sudden what we see does change.
Yes.
So
And
I watched the shift in the people, and this was just a 90-minute workshop that we did. But by giving people tools like this and visualization to step into and gratitude practices, just 4 box breathing, Sabrina, was
yeah,
I did that. And I'm like, okay, in the chat, because there were 20 some people, how do you feel? It's like calm, relieved, peaceful, all the stuff. And all we did was breathe and, inhale for a count of five, hold for a count of five, exhale for a count of five, hold for a count of five. We just did that for 3 cycles. So
yeah,
this stuff is there to ground and reset ourselves. Life is bumpy. It's life. But
right.
you don't have to fall off because of it. It's like just reset. So yeah.
Exactly. Because it all kind of ties back into what it is that we're meant to learn. And we are meant to learn from every experience and challenge that we have in life. But it's up to us how we take the lesson from those challenges.
Hmm.
So if we take that lesson as oh, this just keeps happening to me, instead of this is happening for me so that I'm able to release something out of my life and attract something even better.
Hmm.
If you're thinking in that way, it makes those changes a bit easier and it makes that rewiring of your brain a bit easier too. So it's
Hmm.
just simple shifts here and there that can really make that difference.
Yes, and thank you. And what came to mind for me is I know that you're connected with a lot of different things that are going on now. And you're supporting people with free resources right now, and I know they can also connect with you in other ways.
Mhm.
Can you just share are some of the ways people can tap into what you're doing so they can get more exposure around this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I offer a community on YouTube, and it's called the Soul Sync Collective.
Sync
And
is
what we do,
SYNC, and I'll put information in the description of stuff, but sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
not a problem. I'll make sure to send the link because I'm not sure that I've done that yet for you either.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the Soul Sync Collective is a collective of individuals that are Reiki healers, energy workers, and tarot readers. Like, we're all the best of the spiritual community. And that's what I say because we are. Uh, What we do is we help people to walk through hypnotherapy meditations that are infused with Reiki. And this is the my only experience with this type of energy work. I've never seen anybody else. Sorry for the brief noise. My mom
You're
came in
fine.
to
You're
give me a
fine.
few. Um, but yes, when we do these hypnotherapy Reiki healing sessions, it allows people to release things that no longer serve them. And they're a quick meditation that anybody can join just to get that experience, to
Hmm.
see if it's something that you would like to actively do more of. So
Yeah.
we offer these weekly, and then we also do tarot readings throughout the week as well. And we offer everything on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook. So wherever you're joining from, we have an option for you.
Thank you. I think it's important because if people don't know and haven't been exposed to it, it's an easy entry point to figure out if it's something you're interested in doing. Yeah. I freaking appreciate time in the room with you, ma'am. Like I said, I've loved watching you just blossom is probably the best way to say it. What one or two things would you love people to walk away with from what we've chatted about today?
I would love people to think more about being open. Just be open to receiving the information that we're sharing, to checking new possibilities out, and to just doing some inner work. Because when you start to do inner work, it doesn't matter if you go down the spirituality path, you will learn new things about yourself. You will learn to love yourself in the most possible and the best possible light. Oh my goodness, how many times do I have to say
You're
possible?
good. You've got it. You've got it.
You will learn to love yourself fully. And when you can do that, then you embody your authentic, your true authentic self.
Hmm.
And that is the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. The word that came to mind is just acceptance. So it's important to accept ourselves. I mean, bumps, whatever may be going on, we're perfectly imperfect. And that's okay. And I think that's part of authenticity. I had one leader I'd interviewed or had him on the podcast. It's really not an interview. Um, like a few years back. And one of the things he said is his authentic self is, if he's in a virtual meeting and his son comes in to the screen, he's not freaking out. He's like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, and it's a business meeting. And I think if anything, we look at things as gift and opportunities. When the pandemic hit and shifted the virtual community, we're connected here because of COVID, Sabrina. I don't think it would have been at the level that it is had COVID not happened. So when I look at COVID, as bad as what it was, because my family had heartache and loss during that time as well, there are gifts in that. And it catapulted us into a different way of engaging with people, which expanded who we can engage with. And there's an acceptance now that didn't
Yeah.
exist before of, oh yeah, I guess you can have your child come in. I'm in the AI space, and so I'm doing a AI consultant track to get certified in AI consulting. And the trainer, Kane Minkus, his son will come in, his 5, 6 year old son. He goes, hey, did it live, and the child goes off because he's in his studio at home. I love that. And so part
Yeah,
of authenticity is don't worry about the stumbles or the little stuff that wasn't part of the plan. That's what makes it fun. So
exactly.
thank you again. This has been Leadership Soundbites. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want to be on here, have a topic, or want to get hold of Sabrina or others like that or have questions, just reach out. Have a freaking awesome day.